bit of patience this weekend, and he may need some against the big Austrian this afternoon. Dan Dawson in the commentary box and Rob Malarkey alongside me for this one.
Yeah, that's the sort of insight we love here at the PDC European Tour. But you're right, Dan. Jermaine Wattimena yesterday didn't hang about in beating Rabi John Rodriguez 6-2. And fairly eye-catching finishing as well from Jermaine. But by the same token, Mensur Suljovic, a man who enjoyed the best year of his career in 2015, the highlight being reaching his first major TV semi-final at the World Grand Prix in Dublin in October.
Looks like Jermaine to throw first.
Also had runs to the last 8 in the UK Open and the World Match Play. Beat Gary Anderson in the World Match Play. And he ended the year by reaching the last 4 of the Players' Championship finals as well. We won't mention too much the 11-1 defeat by Adrian Lewis in Minehead. And it was Lewis who ended Suljovic's campaign at the World Championship, beating him 4-0 in the last 16. And he had 1 or 2 moments on the European Tour as well. But Suljovic could well be up against it here. There's lots to like about Jermaine Wattimena. The machine gun.
Yeah, he played well against Roby John in the opening round, Jermaine. Average just over 94, won it 6-2.
140.
I mentioned Suljovic losing to Adrian Lewis at the World Championship. It was Wattimena who was one of Suljovic's casualties earlier in the tournament. He beat him 3-1 in the last 64.
Yeah, came from behind, as I remember, in that game, Mensur Suljovic. Then he was involved in that incredible game with David Pallett in the second round, won it 4-3 with both men missing the last dart for a 9-darter. And as you say,
140.
Adrian Lewis did fall in 4-0, but Adrian didn't. He hadn't dropped a set. They thought he was 10 sets to 0, Adrian, by the end of that tie with Mensur Suljovic. By the time he got to the final, he'd only dropped 5 sets before Gary Anderson beat him 7-5 in the final. Adrian Lewis missing out on a 3rd world title. Gary Anderson becoming the back-to-back 2-time world champion. Mensur needed the treble 17. He's strayed into the 3 there, so things will go back up the board.
64.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Just deflected into the 1. Now, Jermaine. That's a long way away from treble 19.
109.
Great 3rd dart, though, has to be said.
Yeah, gets himself down to a double 16 finish. So Suljovic, well, it's on the Wattimena throw this first leg anyway, but the opportunity might well present itself here. Topsy wants double 10 for an early break of throw for Mensur.
Game shot in the
double
first
10 is
leg.
taken out. It's not just a one-trick pony with the double 14s. He can hit other doubles as well. And Suljovic is 1 leg.
Second leg Mensur to throw first.
Oh, this man can hit anything. Keeps hitting that barrier of semi-finals. Obviously a 5-time Euro Tour semi-finalist. 2 major semi-finals last year as well, as you already articulated.
100.
But he's made 7 semis in the last 7 months, including those 2 big TV majors.
60.
And it's not as if he keeps getting beaten by Michael van Gerwen or Gary Anderson. The people he's lost to, all right, Adrian Lewis, Peter Wright a couple of times, Robert Thornton, Premier League players. But Ian White, Darrell Gurney, Gerwin Price. Now, those 3 guys are all great players, but if you want to make the final of events,
you've got to beat those.
They're the guys you're gonna, you're gonna have to say, well, look, if I run into Michael van Gerwen,
140,
20 average against me, fair enough. Yeah. But they were opportunities, and quite easily those guys can throw 120 average at you. They've got it in their game. Ian White beat Michael van Gerwen 6-0 the other day, but they are opportunities, and he's had 3 opportunities there against players that are
60.
not at the very, very top level of the game. And he's just come up short, but he'll keep plugging away. I mean, Mensur's improvement only really started at the start of last year when he started playing every single tournament. And surprise, surprise, play all your tournaments, playing regularly, good competitive darts against the best in the world, and it actually helps your game.
And he's also putting in the nuts and bolts away from the cameras as well. He made the semi-finals of a UK Open qualifier this year and the last 8 of a couple of this year's Players' Championship events as well. So he's putting in the shifts elsewhere too.
Yeah, he's consistent.
95.
You never get an easy game against Mensur. Very, very rarely.
In his most recent European Tour events, he went down 6-4 at this stage in Munich in the second round against James Wilson.
Wilson played very well that day. Very, very well. Now, Mensah comes downstairs. Closer than last time at the treble down the bottom of the board, but not close enough. And Wattimena's looking at 106.
66.
Yeah, well, okay. Why not?
You require 52.
Tops, but either side of a visit from
with a
Mensah.
little break in between as another plane sets off or lands or...
For sunnier skies, maybe. Still pouring with rain here. Suljovic
He shows in the second leg.
establishes a 2-0 lead.
100.
This is Jermaine's 4th European tour. He made the first 3 this year, this being the 3rd. He's not qualified for the 4th one. He made the 2nd round in 3 out of those 4, including this one here. Never gone beyond that.
140.
Opportunity for Jermaine to take a step forward that he's not been able to make so far.
140.
He has been seeming a little more at ease in PDC darts of late. Last 16 is the furthest he's gone in any PDC ranked tournament. He's done that 4 times, but 2 of them have come this year, so maybe he's making a bit of progress.
105.
Yeah, went down in the first round in Venray in the first European Tour event of the year against Mark Webster.
140.
Beat Norris in Munich before losing to Chizzy. Just the one break of throw effectively against Chizzy in that one, in the second round there. Earned his 2-year PDC Tour card in January of last year.
121.
And making the most of it to some extent as well. So
81.
Yeah, a lot of the Dutch players go that route with 1-2-1, going for the bullseye first. You know, even if you hit the ball, you still need to hit a treble. No, Rod Harrington's not a fan of that approach when you've got 121 left. In the end, Jermaine has
60.
got the next best prize and left himself 3 clear darts at a double. It's double top. That's a good marker. That's not.
No score.
And that's in between. So
you require 136.
this would be daggers to the heart of Jermaine Wattimena if Suljovic takes this out. Part 1 accomplished. Single 8.
I don't understand why he doesn't stay there. You know,
and just go for the double 8.
That first dart was so good.
That's
a good second dart from Jermaine Wattimena. He's got a leg on the board.
First. Game on.
Yeah, Rod Harrington's not a big fan of the unnecessary switch when you have a good first dart and a good positioner.
Well, I mean, you'll often see players, if they get a good first dart in that treble 20, they'll stay
58.
there, even if it leaves them an odd double, you know, one they wouldn't normally go for, like double 11 or something like that. You know, the amount of times
140.
you see players just think, yeah, I like the lie of that, and stick with it. Yeah, the breakdown on double 11 or whatever it is you happen to leave often isn't as good. But at least you've given yourself a dart
100.
at it. In that case, Mensah Suljovic didn't get a dart. Jermaine Wattimena ended up winning the leg. Ton for Wattimena as he attacks the Suljovic throw here. He's got 82 points in front after 2 visits to the board each. It's a good-looking dart. And another. Plenty of room.
140.
Has to settle for a ton 40. It might not be enough.
140.
Yeah, good stuff. And Wattimena leaves 1-2-1 again. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes the bullseye route again. Is that in?
I think it is, yeah.
83 left, so we go out for treble 17. Oh no, bullseye, yeah, well,
170. Jermaine, you require 121.
Oh, he didn't go that route, and he comes down for treble 17, hits it. Now he wants the ball and
77.
misses it anyway.
So you require 33.
No, Mensah went for the ball.
5 double 14, surely.
You called it.
Sure as a full
Sure as night follows day. Mensah Suljovic. 3-1 in front.
As long as there are monkeys
60.
on the Rock of Gibraltar, Mensur
Which hopefully
Suljovic.
won't be too much longer.
I'd forgotten about your Barbary ape hatred, your irrational hatred of Barbary apes. I was going to say, as long as there are apes on the Rock of Gibraltar, Mensur Suljovic will keep leaving double 14 at every available opportunity.
$45.
A couple of them might drown today in the rain.
Absolutely horrible
85.
thing to say. Oh, he's stuck in a van out the back of a
I'm going to get my
sports
I'm going to
hall.
get my comeuppance now for a comment like that, aren't I?
You probably are. Wishing grim ends on primates. Nothing
55.
to you, Malarkey. More importantly, Jermaine Wattimena looking to get back into this
135.
match. 135. Decent visit. Mensur, 180 points behind.
$140.
Yeah, keeps him in this one.
100.
Joe Cullen, or the number 3 seed and 3-time Euro Tour winner Michael Smith, awaits the winner of this match. And Cullen Smith, that's one of the ones on later on this evening.
60.
BA Belton,
When you
some
recall,
really
121.
good games on the way today. Yeah, the 1-2-1 with the bullseye route. And he's nowhere near the treble 13 again.
105.
Good recovery from Wattimena. So leave himself double 8 with Suljovic on 201. Suljovic looking to put some pressure on here, but not really doing so to good effects.
45. When you require 16.
Yeah, and had Suljovic posted a
So
bigger
you
score
require
with his most recent visit, he may well have been in a much better position here. And it's not to be for Mensur this time. So Wattimena will return.
60. When you require
3 darts at double 4 for a holder throw. Going around the board here, double 2.
6.
And he's in the madhouse.
And so you require 96.
Mensur makes the long walk over to the table for a drink. Bit more chalk. He'll often do this, Mensur.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind having the pressure piled upon him when there's a big visit coming up. Even if the crowd start getting on his back, it doesn't seem to affect him, although that's not great. He can rescue it. Doesn't do so.
36.
Shunter under his breath at
When
himself
you
there.
require
Not happy,
2.
Mensur Suljovic, but not out of this. Double 1.
That's good
Don't score.
That's the danger for
So you
Wattimena
require
here.
60.
And Suljovic is back in the hunt here.
For 4-1.
He
And
shot
it
to the
is
5th
4-1.
leg.
Mensur Suljovic.
Almost apologetically taking that 5th leg. Big puff of the cheeks and big glug of water. And he
6th leg
leads
Mensur to
4-1.
throw first. Game on.
And he was absolutely gifted that.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. You end up getting stuck on double 1 and you've got no margin for error. You miss inside. You don't get any more darts at double. It ends up costing you. And Mensur Suljovic, I mean, he's just tortoise on the hare
96.
leg, that one. In more ways than one, as the slow-throwing Austrian just plodded towards the finishing
60.
line.
Yeah, he was on 156 and then he trimmed off, what, 45 of that, and he was still languishing, wasn't he? And Wattimena just messing about on the doubles and just not getting over the line.
This looks good, though.
139.
Yeah, a strong leg on his own throw here for Mensur Suljovic will put him in a
100.
well, not an unassailable position, but certainly one that Jermaine Wattimena, you can see the body language,
Yeah.
hangdog expression from Jermaine Wattimena trudging to the back of the stage. Feels like maybe he's missed his chance.
He seems to have slowed up a little bit as well. I'm not entirely sure if that's the
82.
case or whether it's just because he has seemed to But he seems to have lost a lot of momentum here.
He started off a little bit more rapid than normal, Mensah. He obviously slowed things down in that previous leg when he had those big visits. He just hasn't picked up the pace since then. And Mensah often says, you know, when I slow down, and he does slow down a lot. He does so because he feels it helps him produce his best darts. And I tell you what,
136.
48 left after 12. Jermaine, well, he's not going to leave a finish, so Mensah, this will be 20 for double 14, I would think.
48.
Oh, maybe not.
What's going on?
Well. You know what you should have left, Mensah. Well, it doesn't matter. It does make sense. When you've got 48, if you can stick that dart at 16 just inside the double, it does give you a nice guide for it, but
140.
You've got a chance to lead double 14 to do it.
Yeah. 5 from 7 on his double so far, Suljovic here. Very, very impressive checkout stats for the Austrian.
And he's only relied on 14s once.
Oh, yeah. So he isn't a one-trick pony. He is versatile enough to make his way around the board. Like you say, he is comfortable on many of the doubles, east or west. Another quick throwing Dutchman on stage next, by the way, Jelle Klaassen against Dyson Parody.
Now, Dyson Parody was very entertaining yesterday. Dirk van Dijvenbode was not appreciative of the celebrations.
No, he wasn't. Celebrated the 5th leg as if he'd won the World Championship.
He did.
59.
Or when he went 5-3 up, I should say.
Now, tall order for Jermaine Wattimena, but he's left 1-2-1 again. Interesting to see which way he goes. I would think if Mensah's not on a finish, then he may go the bullseye route. That's been his MO so far today.
99.
On the bullseye route, the second dart has been nowhere near the target. But, no, he has gone. He's just switching it up.
45.
Well, that was a very messy visit, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah. Whichever way he's gone for 1-2-1, he's not ended up with an actual successful checkout.
And again, Wattimena will just have to watch his step here. If Suljovic can find a treble of sorts, then
59. Jermaine requires 76.
Another one of those. He's left a big finish. Now, Wattimena for 5-2, and there you go. Because I tell you what, of all the big finishes, 1-4-8 is not one you want to leave, Mensah. Treble 20, double 14. But it is 5-2. Jermaine Wattimena begins the long way back from 5-1 down on the glorious path to a comeback victory. It may be one that is cut short by the big Austrian he's facing, but he's given himself a chance.
yeah, well, Wattimena's reaction as he rattled in that double 8 was one of, why couldn't I have done that before? Almost a look of irony on his face as he
101.
trimmed the deficit to 5-2. Could be the start of an incredible fight back, could just be delaying the inevitable. We'll find out soon enough.
100.
Suljovic with the advantage of throwing first here as well. For a 6-2 victory and a meeting with either Michael Smith or Joe Cullen in the last 16 tomorrow.
Yeah, well, even if Jermaine does get a leg or two back, you wouldn't have thought Mensah, he's not a character who gets flustered. He's got so much experience. I mean, he was playing the world... First recorded darts tournament I found for Mensah was 1999 at the World Masters. He made the last 16 of it, lost to Andy Fordham, who went on and won it. But I mean, he was winning tournaments back at that sort of time. Won the German Gold Cup big tournament in 2003, fully 11 years before Jermaine Wattimena won it. Jermaine was barely 15 years old at the time Mensah won it. So he's been around the block. He's played all the big guys. He's beaten most of them.
100.
And even though his renaissance or growth as a real top level dart player has only happened in the last couple of years, he has got a lot of experience to call on. So even if Jermaine does threaten here and maybe nick a couple of legs, I don't think you'll see Mensah crumble. It's going to be down to Jermaine to go and win it and play some really good stuff over the next 4 legs.
100.
That's a ton, and it does keep him interested.
So you require
Mensah, 97. Treble 19 for tops for the match and a 6-2 win. Great dart. 2 match darts for Mensah. Suljovic. Double 10. Hit it in the first leg. and hits it in the last leg. A 6-2 win for Mensur Suljovic, and pretty impressive stuff from the big Austrian. He goes through to the next round. It'll be either Joe Cullen or Michael Smith who awaits him. We have got, as you say, Rob, another fast-throwing Dutchman on the way, Jelle Klaassen. He's been superb form for quite some time now, and he takes on the one remaining Gibraltar player in the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. It is Dyson Parody, and I would expect he will be celebrating everything that he scores above about 9.